An excellent all-round display with the ball saw Kent defeat Hampshire by just 5 runs at the Ageas Bowl, a crucial result for the Spitfires in the NatWest T20 Blast. Batting first after winning the toss, the Spitfires were able to only find the boundary 5 times during the 6 overs of power play, but crucially on a slow surface, both Joe Denley and Daniel Bell-Drummond kept their wickets intact. 47 runs being taken while the field restrictions were in place. It was a start which was to turn out to be very important in the context of this contest, this pair putting 65 runs on the board in 8 overs. Denley was the first to fall for 31, Mason Crane's googly hitting the stumps in the bowler's opening over. Bell-Drummond and Sam Northeast added 26 more in 15 balls before the latter had a swing and missed a straight ball from Shide Afridi after making 10. Afridi also saw the back of Sam Billings in his next over, the batsman dragging the delivery to Crane at long on to go for 4. And when Jimmy Neesham edged the Pakistani legend to Kyle Abbott, Kent were losing their way. Yet more so when 2 balls later, Bell-Drummond's innings ended on 62, a floater being hit to Liam Dawson. Afridi ended with 4 for 26 as Kent lost 4 wickets for 29 runs, and they now needed a strong response from Darren Stevens and Alex Blake to give their team something decent to defend. Thankfully, this pair did just that in adding 39 runs from 27 deliveries. A bouncing Stevens was out to the last ball for 16, Blake left on 23, but there was work now to be done with the ball to defend a total of 159 for 6. James Vince and Riley Russo got Hampshire off to a quick start in their reply. In their request to score at 8 runs per over, Vince in particular looked in excellent touch, especially when faced by Mitchell Claydon, who conceded the only 6 of the game in the 4th over, by the end of which 43 runs had been knocked off. But the over also included the wicket of Russo, who on 13 picked out Blake at mid-off. The home side's power play brought them 64 runs, but for the loss of 2 wickets, Vince bamboozled by Matt Coles to the penultimate ball of it. So as the field retreated, Hampshire were well ahead of the rate required, only for Imran Qayyum and James Treadwell to slow their progress. These boundaries for George Bailey the exception rather than the rule. Bailey and Tom Alsop still looked as if they'd done enough with 39 wanted from the final 5, only for Bailey on 41 to sweep Treadwell to Claydon. Neesham produced the over which put Kent on top at last, taking the wicket of Dawson in the 18th over, one which cost just 2 runs. So Claydon was left to defend 16 for the final over, and that he did in spite of the efforts of Lewis McManus and Alsop, who ended undefeated on 43. Indeed, Hampshire in the end fell well short on 154 for 4 to lose by 5 runs. Qayyum again impressive with no wickets but 4 overs, which went for only 23. The Spitfires are now right in the mix for a place in the knockout stages, and supporting Canterbury for our next game against Sussex on Friday would be enormously welcome.